Yeah, we welcome you back to Jacksonville State University, the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. I'm Carl Brady. Gerhard Mathangani joining me here now as we get ready for game number 1 of 13 different matchups today. 22 different teams participating, 13 different matchups here at Jacksonville State, all live on TV 24, and an incredible day of football action. You heard John and Mickey talking about what a big event this is and what a unique event it is.
Absolutely. I was able to talk to Coach Shannon Felder throughout the week, and I know that he's been working for a long time on this, really about since October, November.
Right.
He's been putting the pieces together, and then really once the season ends, that's when all the coaches are looking for their off-season program, looking to see the way they want to get their guys in the weight room, and then also spring practice, and then if they want to play in a spring game. A lot of teams, as you now know, have committed to this. They know how big this event has been over the last 2 years. It exploded this year in its third season. 22 teams, like you said, and 13 very intriguing matchups.
Yeah, I foresee a time we may end up making the Gridiron Challenge 3 or 4 days.
Absolutely, and I think it would suffice because there was a time, even Coach Felder told me this off the year, there was a time where he was having to turn away some teams.
Yeah.
And so if we're able to get more days stretched out, we can get this thing rolling into a big weekend. And what an event it's been over the last 3 years. The growth of this thing has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, when you start getting teams like Benjamin Russell and Center Point and Paul Bryant calling and asking to be a part of it, you know you're on the right track somewhere.
And especially when you juxtapose those kind of teams, those kind of matchups with the kind of game that we're going to see right now between Victory Christian and Kusa Christian, you get the big schools and you get the small schools. It just adds a little extra touch to it. There's something here for everyone.
Absolutely, and that's the game we are getting ready for. They'll be kicking off in just a few moments, and that is Kusa Christian and Victory Christian, two small private Christian schools that have some pretty rich tradition. These are names that are recognizable to the high school football world, and building their way back up, though, to some prominence, hopefully.
Absolutely. One of the things that I was really impressed with is Victory Christian's numbers. You know, a couple of years ago, they were reportedly getting close to maybe having to shut down the program just because they didn't have enough players, didn't have enough bodies out there. Mark Sanders, in his second season, former Alabama player, really kind of galvanized that program. They got the numbers back up, and we'll get into detail of that as the game goes along. But I'll tell you what, this Victory Christian program and the Kusa Christian program, both under head coaches, moving in the right direction. Yeah,
certainly so. And looking at the coaches are there's a lot of similarity, a lot of things working together with the coaches between Kusa Christian and Victory Christian, and they both played at the same high school. They both have coached at Victory Christian, so there's a lot of things we'll be getting into.
Absolutely, interesting dynamics when you get to these small private schools in Class 1A.
All right, well, we need to take a commercial break. Be back in just a moment with the kickoff from the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. Back to Jacksonville State University for the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. And Carl Brady, Gerhard Mathangani with the call of our first game today between Victory Christian Lions and the Kusa Christian Conquerors, as the captains go to midfield for the opening coin toss to see exactly how things are going to line up for us here today. Gerhard, let's talk again a little bit about the rules and the way things are going to happen today. Each matchup, we're calling them a game, each game is going to be two 15-minute quarters long, basically. That'll give everybody an opportunity to get on the field, see what they need to see, and the coaches to see what they need to see out of their players without dragging things on too long.
Absolutely, and what it essentially turns into is about 2.5 quarters. So if you played this out like a regular game, regular games in high school football in the state of Alabama are 12 minutes long. So when you stretch it out to 15 minutes, what you're essentially playing is a quarter, and then another quarter and a quarter. You put those together, it's about a quarter and a half. So you're getting to about halfway through the third quarter if you stretch this out on a real time lapse when you compare it to a high school football game that you would see in the fall. So a very, very, very good sample size for all these coaches right there.
Absolutely. So Victory Christian, Kusa Christian, our first matchup, and our weather for today had been a little bit of a concern, and Kusa Christian particularly going to be happy with this because last year at this time, Kusa Christian had our opening game in the rain, in the cold. It turned out to be a cold, rainy morning, and we have some overcast skies here today with a few peaks of sunshine coming through, and I've looked at the radar, and there is rain surrounding us, and especially to the north, up in northern Alabama and up in Tennessee. But I think we're going to be okay here. I'm not the weather guy, obviously, but at least for a little while here, we're going to be pretty good, and we have a beautiful day for some high school football. And as Mickey mentioned, $8 is the entry. You can come in at any point during the day, and that $8 gets you're in. Once you're in, you're in. You can stay as long as you want, watch as many games as you want, and be a part of the fun right here and the atmosphere right here at Burgess Snow Field at JSU Stadium.
Absolutely. Lots of platforms. You can come see it for yourself. You can watch it on TV 24. Also, if you have friends that might not have TV 24, that might be outside of the viewing area, you can tell them to watch online at tv24.tv. I know for our previous 4 games in the earlier jamboree that we had people from Texas and Missouri tuning in via the live stream, so that's up and working well. So if you know people that aren't in the viewing area that want to see these games, want to see some action here in high school football, tell them to go online. You can watch it on your tablet or on your computer.
That's right, and I was watching it on my phone during the pregame show, sitting over to the side while Mickey and John were doing the pregame, and watching just on my cell phone. And it looks great on there, easy to watch, so you can enjoy that if you happen to be away from your TV. We see the teams on the field are lining up for the kickoff. We'll turn them loose here in just a second. Kicking off for Victory Christian. That's Victory Christian in the blue jerseys. Kusa Christian wearing white jerseys, and the kickoff will take place. Isaac Murray kicking for the Lions. He is an 8th grader, and so the kickoffs will be live so that the kickers can get their practice in the kicking and putting the ball where they want to put the ball, but there will not be live runbacks on the kicking game. And let's look at some of the key offensive players we're going to be keeping an eye on for Kusa Christian. Jace Mills, number 10, is the quarterback. We've got a tight end, number 11, Jackson Justice, and Wesley Grizzard, a wide receiver at number 13. Those are the guys you're going to be really keeping an eye on today, and that we're going to be helping to keep an eye on as well. So as we see, the ball will be put on the 35-yard line. Nope, they're backing up to the 30-yard line. Okay, that's what I thought it was going to be, the 30, and then I noticed they put it down on the 35. So for kickoffs, the kickoffs will happen. No run backs. The ball will be placed on the 30-yard line for the offense, and there you see Jace Mills bringing the Kusa Christian offense out for action for the first time this morning. And quick toss goes out to Wesley Grizzard. And he's actually going to lose a yard back to the 29-yard line for the Conquerors.
Yeah, just a sweep to the short side of the field, and you can kind of tell what both of these coaches will try to do at the beginning of the game. Mike Sheffield will try to establish the run, then open up his pass. But you talked about how Jace Mills and Wesley Grizzard are 2 of the real key playmakers for this group, and they'll be counting on them all season long.
Mills going to keep it for himself. He's going to get only back to the line of scrimmage, so we'll stay at the 29-yard line. He gains just a little bit between the 29 and the 30, but it'll be third down and just less than 11 now for the Conquerors.
Nice job there by the Conquerors and as well as the Lions. And the Lions defensive front, there's a big unit that we see, and the Kusa Christian offense is really big as well. Victory Christian comes out in a 3-4 scheme, and they walk their defensive end up on the line. They have 4 down linemen now as they face 3rd down.
Mills under center. Handoff. And he'll gain a yard to the 30-yard line. That is Ashton Clemens. Getting the carry from the halfback position. 4th down and 10 for Kusa Christian.
3 straight run plays by Kusa. They'll face 4th down here, and Coach Sheffield will have his first special teams look as his punter will come out. His punter is Wesley Grizzard, so he'll line up deep. These punts and the kickoffs, they'll look funny for fans, they'll look funny for viewers because, like we talked about earlier, they take the special teams, the live special teams, out of these kind of games because statistics show that most injuries occur on these. So you want to be able to get the reps in. So you want to be able to get your punters some reps as well as your return folks for both sides. And they are a nice reception and a nice run back by Sean Treywick, able to get underneath that football and get the ball in good field position.
Taking a look at the Victory Christian offensive players to watch. The quarterback's going to be number 2, Harrison Cheatwood. Number 5, Sean Treywick at running back. And the fullback, Kyle Robertson. Those are the 3 players you're going to want to keep an eye on today as we watch the Lions of Victory Christian take their first reps at offense and going for the gold right from the beginning. How about that? Wow. Cheatwood to David Smith, and man, he hits a strike, and well, they hit it hard right from the beginning.
I am impressed by that throw by Harrison Cheatwood, just a sophomore. And you'll take a look at this replay in a little bit, but he just drops back and guns it. And those one-on-one coverage to the outside, and just a fantastic job by David Smith. But take a look at this rocket shot. I mean, right on the money. You can't get any better than that. That's mid-season form at 8:45 in the morning. That's unbelievable. That's a good pitch and catch and a great way to start for Victory Christian.
Absolutely. And Smith had just gotten a couple of steps behind Wesley Grizzard and had him beat. And with Cheatwood laying that pass right in his arms, very nice looking play. So Victory Christian lines up for the point after. Brody Holiday. And the point after indication is no good. So right off the bat, Victory Christian is on the board, and the score 6-0. We'll take a break. Be back in a moment. As we come back to action, the kickoff from Victory Christian. Of course, no running back in our Talladega Ford scoring drive for the Lions. One play that covered 57 yards, and they struck very, very quickly. So, again, the kickoffs are live, but the returns from kickoffs and punts are not live. We'll put the ball at the 30-yard line, and Kusa Christian will have the opportunity on offense once again to see what they can get rolling under new head coach Mike Sheffield. Sheffield is the 5th coach in 6 seasons there at Kusa Christian. Both of these teams having a lot of turnover in the coaching ranks the last few years. Pass is complete for Kusa Christian. Mills throwing from a big pile of people finds the tight end Jackson Justice.
It's a good-looking pitch and catch here, just rolling out to the short side of the field, and there's really a lot of jerseys in there, and there's 2 players for Kusa Christian and Jackson Justice able to come up with the football, the first down of the game for Kusa.
Play gains to the 45-yard line, so a 15-yard gain on that play. First down for the Conquerors. Mills under center, wideouts to either side. Hand off to the running back. They're still on his feet, getting some push. Going to go across, gain just about a yard to the 46-yard line.
It's a well-timed blitz by Victory Christian. They sent just about everybody, had about 8 people in the box, and they were able to corral that run even before it got started. So Victory Christian understands what Coosa wants to do. They want to be able to establish the run and then come back to the passing game.
And that was number 20, Marcus Strickland, on the run for the Conquerors. 2nd and 9, 46-yard line. Mills looks to throw again, overthrows his intended receiver. And that looks like it's probably Wesley Grizzard was the intended receiver there.
Taking a look at the replay here. Nice push by the Victory Christian defensive line. Just overthrows his receiver. That's a good push there. And what we're seeing from Victory Christian is a very aggressive attacking style of defense. They have lined up in the 3-4 earlier, and they're in the 4-3 on the 3rd downs of the last 2 possessions. We'll see if they get back into it this time as well. But Coach Mark Sanders has the defense playing really well against Coosa right now.
3rd down for the Conquerors. And a fumble on the play. Mills loses the ball as he's being sacked. Victory Christian says they have it. We'll let the officials sort it out, and they do. Fumble as Mills was being sacked, and it's going to be recovered at about the 37-yard line, looks like. And here you can see that ball just pops out under that massive defensive attack. And the Lions having a difficult time grabbing the handle on the football as well. Cal Robertson was close to getting on it, but it slipped out from underneath him as well. So the ball is being placed just inside the 38-yard line. 1st down now for the Lions.
It's a good job by sophomore Merritt Burden, the guy able to come up with the football at the end of that play.
Shotgun formation, trips to the near side for Victory Christian. Cheatwood fakes the handoff, takes it himself, comes to the near sideline, plenty of room to run, and he'll be taken down at the 15-yard line. Ashton Clemens gets the tackle for the Conquerors.
He's been on the field for 2 plays, but I'll tell you what, the most impressive guy right now on the field is Harrison Cheatwood. He dropped a laser beam to David Smith earlier, and here with the run game, and I'll tell you what, Victory Christian has himself a quarterback, and he's just a sophomore as he gets the play call in, and he'll relay it to his football team. But so far, so good for Harrison Cheatwood in this Victory Christian offense so far, doing it both ways with the passing game and the running game.
Wideouts to either side, 2 men in the backfield. Fumble on the handoff, covered by Kusa Christian. So they turn it right back over. Just a little bit of a mishandling of the ball there.
There we go. 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Victory Christian. Just wasn't a clean handoff there, and a very good presence of mind to jump on top of the football and back to Kusa Christian. And so Kusa Christian dodges a bullet. They turn the ball over, but then they get one back.
So 1st down for the Conquerors now, just inside their own 14-yard line. Long way to go. Wideouts to either side, 2 backs in the backfield. Quick count, and again, an incomplete pass. Mills trying to get the ball to Wesley Grizzard again, and still just beyond his fingertips.
Kusa Christian actually got a little break there because Victory was not set on defense. They only had 2 down linemen really running the 3rd guy onto the field as the play was going on. So Victory Christian dodges a bullet because that could have been disastrous.
2nd down and 10 for Kusa Christian. Mills takes the snap. Out to Grizzard. And he'll gain just beyond the 15-yard line. So a very similar play to the last one. Just getting the ball out and trying to make some movement on the outside out there.
Nice open field tackle by the guy that scored the only touchdown of the game, David Smith, coming up from his cornerback position. It's a good-looking form tackle. Got some help there from the safety, Christian Brown. But this Victory Christian defense so far looking really good, both on the front side with their front 4, as well as on the back side.
3rd down for the Conquerors at the 15-yard line. Mills rolling to the near side. Goes long again, finds Grizzard. A complete pass at the 42-yard line, just shy of the 43-yard line. Nice play by the Conquerors for a big first down.
Yeah, Wesley Grizzard does a good job of coming back to the football here. It's the same matchup that we just saw on the down before, except they took him out on a little further route and just one-on-one coverage, and Wesley Grizzard able to just get on top of that ball, catch it in, and corral it for the first down.
So first down for Kusa Christian, the 42-yard line. The handoff there, nowhere to go. Once that handoff was made to Marcus Strickland, the defense was through the line so quickly there, he almost handed it to the defensive guy.
Yeah, that play took a little too long for Kusa Christian to develop, and that's one of the things they'll work on towards the summertime, and when they put the pads on in August, is Coach Mike Sheffield's group, they will work on plays like that to get them rolling a little bit faster, because the Victory Christian defense all on top of that one.
Second down, 13 for Kusa Christian. And a lot of movement on the line. We'll see if somebody drew them offsides or if Victory Christian just stepping on the gas too soon. That's going to be offsides encroachment called against Victory Christian. So Kusa's going to get some of those yards back with the penalty. We'll move the ball to the 44-yard line. It'll be second down and 7 now.
With everyone going
7.5.
Right, with everyone going across that defensive line for Victory Christian, that was just a good hard count by Jace Mills, and the offensive line did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they got the free 5 yards.
Mills pass to the left side of the line this time. The intended receiver, Jeremy Ware, passes just a little bit high and goes right through the hands of Ware. Just a little quick pass out to the side to try the opposite side this time from what they were doing earlier.
Absolutely. Now they're facing a 3rd and about 7, so this is really the first 3rd and long play call that's not 3rd and more than 10 yards. So really everything is at play in their playbook.
Mills looked like he was going to toss, but decides to keep it himself. Nice run coming to the near side. He'll get across midfield to about the 49-yard line. He is going to be shy of the first down, though.
It's a smart decision here. There was nobody open, so he just tucks it in and tries to get exactly what he can. It's coming up with 4th and short. So the 4th down that Coach Mike Sheffield will have a real decision on. The first ones were 4th and long, obvious punt situations. It looks like they might go for it here at about close to midfield, the 49-yard line.
4th and 1 for Kusa Christian. Big play here to keep this drive alive.
It's a free 5 yards
and that's going to be a free 5 yards right there, just like you said. Just altering that snap count a little bit. And the Lions defensive line jumps offside, and it gives Kusa Christian that first down they needed.
That's exactly what all defensive coaches tell their defensive linemen, especially in 4th and short situations where the offense is about to go for it. Watch the football, because they'll probably go on a different snap count. They've probably been on 1 or maybe on 2 this whole time, and they might change it to on 2 or on 3 until the offensive lineman is stay put. We'll try to draw them off sides, get the first down without having to run a play.
First down at the 44-yard line for Kusa. A fumble on the snap. He'll be blown down immediately. So they'll back him up a yard to the 45. Second down and 11 now for the Conquerors.
Center Mikey Green and quarterback Jace Mills not exactly on the same page on that one. Lucky enough to get the ball back, just -1, so have a chance to fight another down. We've seen 2 turnovers already, 1 for each team. That's exactly what you want to cut down on in the spring, is make sure you cut down on your turnovers and have no injuries. Those are the big 2 things.
And we're going to have whistles blowing, right before the ball is snapped. And we're going to have a delay of game penalty called against Kusa Christian. So we're going to back the ball up. They're going to lose that 5 yards, that free 5 yards that they gained earlier. We'll move the ball back to the 50-yard line. And that makes it 2nd down and 16 now to go for the Conquerors. Mills looks to throw across the middle. And we're going to have a flag coming in at the end of this play. The intended receiver was Wesley Grizzard. We had 2 defenders who converged on Grizzard at the same time. Almost got an interception there. And it looks like we're probably going to have a pass interference penalty as well.
Yeah, quarterback Jace Mills dodged a bullet there because he threw it into double coverage. It looks like we will have a pass interference. We'll see if it's pass interference or holding. The new rule by the AHSAA is pass interference and holding are no longer automatic first downs. They'll just replay the down. But this is actually going on. Okay, we have
2 different penalties.
Offsetting penalties. We have false start on the offense and pass interference on the defense. Take a look here at that 2nd down play as we replay the down. And both David Smith as well as the safety on top, number 12, Daniel Barber, converged on that play. Official saw a little something beforehand, called the pass interference, but luckily for Victory Christian, it was also a offensive infraction, so we'll replay the down here on 2nd and long.
2nd 16 from the 50-yard line for Kusa Christian. Another pass, this time headed toward Grizzard, and just doesn't quite get there. Is that Grizzard or Ware that headed in that direction? And as you take a look, there's why that pass ended up short. Mills was hit. That's Jeremy Ware, the intended receiver there. Mills was hit just as he was releasing the ball, kept his arm from following through and completing that pass.
Really impressive job by the Victory Christian defensive front. They're getting all kinds of pressure. They're sending blitzes. They're getting pressure from the inside and the outside, so far making this passing game difficult for Coosa.
Mills gets another one off, overthrows it this time. He takes quite a hit in the backfield. He's getting beat up pretty bad back there, getting hit pretty hard just as he releases the ball every time.
That's time number 22, Garrett Duros, the guy that comes in and gets the shot on him. It's a clean shot, and again, they find one-on-one coverage on the back end, and when your corners can cover one-on-one, it allows so much freedom on defense because you're able to send your linebackers, whether it's your Willie or Sam, your outside guys, or your inside guy as well, because you have all confidence knowing that you have good coverage there on the outside. So good job by David Smith and Sean Treywick in one-on-one coverage, forcing it's not 3 and out because they did get the first down there, but it's a stalled possession because they got the first down. Kusa Christian was looking like they were going to get some momentum there. They got the 5 yards back via the offsides, got bailed out with an offsides on the pass interference, and now their offense goes back to work.
So the punt put the ball all the way down to about the 18-yard line, which means we'll bring it back out to the 30. So Victory Christian will start from the 30-yard line. Again, if you're just joining us in this spring game situation, kicking game is semi-live. The kickers are going to get to kick. And if they put it inside the 30-yard line on the punch, then we'll bring the ball out to the 30. Victory Christian going to work for their 3rd possession. And there you see Harrison Cheatwood again taking matters into his own hands, getting really close to that first down at the 40-yard line.
That's a good job of reading that, and it looks like Coach Mark Sanders puts a lot on his quarterback to just read and see and play his instincts and find out if that defensive lineman is coming up. If he is, tuck it and run it because he has the talent to do so. If not, hand it off to the fullback. He makes the wise decision and gets about 9 yards on first down.
And we've been calling Cheatwood a sophomore. He is going to be a sophomore in the upcoming season. Technically right now he's still a freshman until school gets out later this week. Handoff this time for the Lions, number 42, Kyle Robertson. The running back picks up the first down at the 47-yard line.
It's a good-looking athlete for Victory Christian. He's a big guy. He's going to be a senior. He's a running back, one of our players to watch at the beginning of the game. You see why. And Coach Mark Sanders has this offense rolling with Cheatwood as well as Robertson, David Smith along the outside. Taking a good look there at the Victory Christian Lions as their helmet pattern resembles the Detroit Lions. It is a new look. They got that about 2 years ago, and it's going well with their football team with about 30 guys on it. We have another flag here. Looks like this will be on the offense. Might be offsides on the offense. But we talked about Victory Christian's numbers. Just a couple of years ago, they were struggling. Okay, yeah, so it's a timeout right beforehand. So Mark Sanders did not like what he saw, called a timeout right before.
So timeout on the field. We'll take the break. Be back in a moment as we continue with the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. Game number 1 of the 2015 Gridiron Challenge is underway. There's Mark Sanders from the Victory Christian Lions. Played some football at Alabama, went to Asheville High School, and we'll talk more about these coaches and some of the connections between these two teams as we continue through this game. The Gridiron Challenge lasting all day today. Right now, first down for the Lions. Cheatwood rolling to the far side and tries to hit Christian Brown, and incomplete pass there for the Lions. Talking about Mark Sanders, the head coach of the Victory Christian Lions. Played football at Alabama, as we mentioned. He was an offensive lineman, both in high school at Asheville and when he played at Alabama. He's in his second season for Victory Christian. Second down and 10 from the 47-yard line for the Lions. Cheatwood, shotgun formation, handoff to Trawick. Trawick's got plenty of running room on the right side. Cuts it back toward the middle, and they're going to call him down. The ball pops loose as he's being tackled. They're going to call him down at the 17-yard line. First down, big first down for the Lions.
Absolutely, and this is just a good play on the read option, and he just gives it to his first guy, and he does the rest. That's a great job by Trawick, and that's obviously his back hits before the ball pops out and ground causes that fumble through his back, and that's just a very, very, very good run there by Trawick. We've seen him play in his cornerback spot, and there he comes up with a big play in the running game.
Good call by the officials as well. You know, as we've talked about over the last couple of days, this is a practice for the officials as well. This time the handoff goes to number 42, Kyle Robertson. Robertson will gain all the way into about the 3-yard line. So first and goal from the 3-yard line for Victory Christian. Threatening again. They lead at this point 6-0 over Kusa Christian. Again, we'll play 2 15-minute quarters. 2 15-minute quarters for the games today. Handoff this time to Christian Brown. And Brown might gain a foot or two, but it'll be second down at this point. Take a look at this again from the end zone. Nice job by the Kusa Christian defensive line to hold in that situation there. Second down and goal from just inside the 3-yard line. We got it right on the hash mark for the point after attempts. Right in the middle. Cheatwood under center this time. I formation behind him, rolling to the near side. Looks to find someone to throw to. Goes to the back of the end zone. Did he come down in bounds? No, he didn't. Ethan Carlisle, is that right? No, it's number 3, David Smith. And he comes down with his foot just in the white paint instead of the red paint, it looks like. At the back of the end zone, good try here. Going up to get the ball, coming down, and the official says he came down on that right foot out of bounds.
We have a penalty flag on the play, so we'll see what that is in relation to the way the play ran.
Ineligible receiver. And here's another look at that last play. You see 1 foot out of bounds, 1 foot in bounds, and incomplete pass in that situation. Then the ineligible receiver penalty backs the ball up to the 8-yard line. Three wide outs to the near side. Cheatwood going to keep it himself. Touchdown for the Lions.
So they got the touchdown either way. We got a great shot at it from our crew down on the field. I think that's K-Man down there that got the great shot on the play before. And here, just another one of those read option plays. Fakes it to Roberson and takes it in for himself, and that's the second touchdown of the day for Cheatwood. One through the air, and this one on the ground.
Point after attempt, kickers Brody Holliday. And this one is up and good. If you're wondering why there was no rush, that's part of the spring game format. A semi-live kicking game. Victory Christian takes the lead 13-0 right now. The scoring drive, 9 plays, covered 70 yards, took 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Talladega Ford scoring drive here on the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Gridiron Challenge on TV 24. Victory Christian, Kusa Christian, the first game of 13 different matchups today. 22 different teams are going to be participating in the Gridiron Challenge today. We've got football all day long, literally. Kick this game off at 8:30. The final game of the day kicks off, around 9:30 tonight, something like that. And again, spring game formats, each matchup is going to be 2 15-minute quarters long. Until we get later on in the day, and here we have a look at head coach Mike Sheffield from Kusa Christian. He's a former assistant at Victory Christian, the 5th coach in 6 seasons at Kusa Christian, as we mentioned, and this is his first season there, and he's been an assistant there at Kusa for a little while. So I think getting some solidarity there by having a coach that's been there for a little while, like we talked about the other day with one of the other teams. Kids are comfortable with him. Kids know him. And here's the kickoff from Victory Christian after the touchdown. Remember, no kickoff returns in the spring game format. And we'll put the ball down on the 30-yard line. And talking about Mike Sheffield there at Kusa Christian, John Holder and I were talking earlier. Coach Sheffield really credits Coach Raymond Farmer as his mentor. Coach Farmer was coaching at Asheville High School when Mike Sheffield played there. Coach Farmer was coaching at Victory Christian when he brought Mike Sheffield in as an assistant at Victory Christian. Coach Farmer also has coached at Kusa Christian at some point in time. He was the longtime coach at Etowah High School. And a big name here in East Alabama sports. And Mike Sheffield there is, he's not shy at all about crediting Coach Farmer as his mentor, bringing him into the football coaching business.
Coach Raymond Farmer opened a lot of doors for a lot of different coaches, and he had, like you said, really, really good success at Etowah, another team that we will see here in the Gridiron Challenge a little bit later on. On that previous play, Christian Brown, the senior, got up to make the sack, and it puts Kusa Christian behind the sticks.
2nd down and 15. Hand off to Ashton Clemens, and Clemens has nowhere to go. They'll lose another yard at least back to the 24-yard line. So now 3rd down and 16 at the 24 for Kusa Christian.
Victory Christian has put Kusa Christian in a lot of these 3rd and long situations. Another tackle there by Christian Brown, helped out by Kyle Robertson. And when you're in these 3rd and long situations, you only have a few plays out of your playbook that are designed to go 10-plus yards. So it really puts your offense in a bind.
Now 3rd down for the Conquerors. Little mishandling on the snap there again for Mills. He picks it up and tries to make something out of it, and he's going to at least get back to that line of scrimmage to keep from having a further loss. But that's going to bring up 4th down and 16. So we see the punt formation coming up for Kusa Christian again.
These simulated punts bring up really funny-looking formations because now we have 4 guys back. It's a good wide shot by our crew. Look at that, 4 returns, 4 guys back, and what that does is that it gives all 4 of these guys a chance to field it and catch it and be able to get the reps in. And you don't want to waste the opportunity of getting the kick. So if you can get 4 guys back there, you can work all 4 in game-like situations as well. It's a good job there. It's a good adjustment by Victory Christian, understanding that. And, since you do have multiple returners back there, being able to get them all some work.
All of them get a chance to potentially be in on the punt return there. Of course, they caught the ball at the 45-yard line, so that's where it will be marked down as Victory Christian takes over on offense again. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1 man in the backfield with Cheatwood. And we have a flag coming in already just as they're starting to line up. We'll see what that is.
It's going to be a legal substitution here. Brady Long trying his best to get off the field, but there's 12 guys on, and you can only have 11, and Brady Long was in there for a little too long. A substitution, maybe a miscommunication on the defensive package that Kusa Christian was going for, and it's a free 5 yards for Victory.
Move the ball up to the 50-yard line. 1st down and 5. Cheatwood trying to find someone to throw to. Has a lot of time now, getting some pressure. Has to take it himself, and he will run it out of bounds at the 38-yard line after picking up the 1st down.
Shades of Johnny Manziel there, even wearing the same number 2 that Manziel wore at Texas A&M. He had all day to throw and wisely found out that there was nobody open, so he took it in himself. Watch how long he has to throw here. If you're counting in real time, that's 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, nowhere to go, so he's just going to run it. He can break some tackles. He's athletic enough, picks up the 1st down. And I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed by this sophomore, Harrison Cheatwood.
1st down for the Lions now, just inside the 38-yard line of Kusa Christian. Just under a minute to go in this 1st quarter of action. Cheatwood looks to throw again, drops back, looks several different directions, not finding anybody. Now a wide open man at the 10-yard line, and he overthrows him. That is David Smith, who was able to get loose after all that scrambling around and had him wide open at the 10-yard line. And you can see Cheatwood directing traffic. He can see different things that other people can't see. Directing traffic a little bit there as well, and then just barely overthrows the receiver.
He's just so poised back there. He doesn't freak out at all. Whenever the pocket collapses, he understands where his guys are. He understands where his protection is, as well as his receivers downfield. You saw him directing traffic there, and David Smith is a guy who can catch a football because he did earlier, caught one for a touchdown. Just a little over his head there, but Harrison Cheatwood looking impressive yet again as we have another flag before this play develops.
Flag coming from the far side over there. Illegal procedure going to be called against the Lions. That'll be a 5-yard mark-off. And puts the ball back to the 42-yard line. And makes it 2nd down and 15 for the Lions.
Here with 38 seconds to go, we saw this last year with this format with 2 15-minute quarters. We saw a lot of teams at the end of the first quarter, even though you're getting the ball back essentially where you had it, they treat this like the last part of the second quarter. That way you're treating it like you're going into halftime, as we have yet another flag here. They're counting the players on the field, so it looks like they might have 12. Illegal substitution.
Substitution error this time against Victory Christian.
Right, but we talked about the way you want to be able to time manage this. You can manage the end of this first quarter like you would the end of the second quarter, like you would at halftime.
As if you were going into halftime. That's
exactly,
right.
Exactly, and be able to run a 2-minute drill. We've seen lots of teams do that. And even if it doesn't work, if you're on offense, you'll still get the ball in the same position that you would have, just like you would at the end of the first quarter.
2nd down and 20. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Daniel Barber, the intended receiver, lets it go through his hands, and then he gets hammered pretty good by the defensive backs.
It's a good job by Kusa Christian, but when you have, 2nd and more than 15, you can really tell your defensive ends and your defensive tackles to really pin their ears back and make a run for that quarterback, because you know that it's a passing situation for Victory Christian. We've seen Cheatwood do a lot of good things. There, that pressure just too much.
The ball thrown just behind Barber. He had to slow down a little bit and try to reach behind him to get it, and wasn't able to grab a hold. 3rd down, 20. Cheatwood going to the air again, looks long, and a lot of contact there between the defensive back and the receiver. That's Lucas Riley, who was the intended receiver, and I think maybe Jeremy Ware was the defender on that.
Yet again, you see this arm, though. I mean, it just a flick of the wrist, and he puts it all the way out there. It's a good job there by the Kusa Christian secondary, both Jeremy Ware and Jace Mills. Jeremy Ware, the corner, Jace Mills, the safety coming over the top, making that a really difficult catch.
Good job to stay that close and get that much contact and without getting an interference call.
Exactly, and that's exactly the way you want to play it. You want to have your safety, whether you have a 1-high safety or a 2-high safety, play over the top without getting yourself in trouble, like you said.
4th down and 20. The Lions going for it. Cheatwood looks for an open man. Pass is overthrown to Ethan Carlisle. So they'll turn the ball over on downs at the 47-yard line.
All credit there goes to the Kusa Christian coverage team. They really did not give Cheatwood a lot of options early. He throws the ball late, just basically out of desperation. He needs to get the ball out of his hands. 2 guys in the vicinity, but a little too far for Merritt Burden, and it's the first turnover on downs for that Kusa Christian defense.
He had David Smith pretty much open, cutting across the middle at about a mid-range kind of pattern. But I think Cheatwood was looking at Carlisle all the way there. And we have a timeout called on the field by Kusa Christian. Each team gets 1 timeout in the quarter. And as you mentioned, Kusa Christian treating this like going to halftime.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break with them as well. Be back in just a moment with a continuation of game number 1 of the Gridiron Challenge. And we're back with the Gridiron Challenge live at Jacksonville State University. Kusa Christian, Victory Christian, our first game of 13 different matchups between 22 different high school football teams from East Alabama and all around the state. A big day of football here at Jacksonville State University, and an $8 admission charge is all it is if you want to come out and enjoy the fun. A little trickery there tried by Kusa Christian, but it results in an incomplete pass. You get the toss back to Lipscomb, I believe, and Lipscomb trying to get the pass off to Marcus Strickland, and just an elaborate incomplete pass, basically.
Absolutely, and you see these kind of plays in spring games. You want to sprinkle in some of the plays that you've been working on, the maybe trick plays or misdirection plays, and right there, just out of the hands of Strickland. But that's one that Kusa Christian will like to come back to later on in the year.
Mills from the shotgun formation, 2nd down and 10, and almost intercepted. The intended receiver on that was Wesley Grizzard, and a little miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver there. The receiver was going long, and the quarterback thought he was going to stop and turn around, and just threw the ball into the open and almost into the hands of the defenders.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. Quarterback Jace Mills thought that he was going to break off that route, but he just kept going, and both guys in that play, if it is a situation where Grizzard did stay long and Jace Mills got it out to him, that would have been a touchdown because both the safety and the corner converged on the route break.
3rd and 10 for Kusa Christian. Mills having to scramble, running into some trouble, running into one of his own guys as he tries to dodge a defender, and he'll go down at the 41-yard line for a big loss on the play. And that'll run us out. Totally out of time there as well. We have 2 minutes of a break time between the quarters, basically. And so we finished up with the first 15-minute quarter of action. They'll take a little bit of a break. We'll take the break along with them and be back with second quarter action from the Gridiron Challenge in just a moment. The 2015 Gridiron Challenge continues at Jacksonville State University. I'm Carl Brady, Gerhard Mathangani along with you, and we've got the game 1 of 13 different matchups today, Kusa Christian and Victory Christian. Victory Christian so far with the 13-0 lead. And again, if you're just joining us early on here, we are treating this like 2 halves. As 2 15-minute quarters or 2 15-minute halves, basically. So we will have a kickoff here from Kusa Christian as Jackson Justice gets ready for the kickoff. The kickoffs are semi-live. They will execute the kickoff, but there will not be a return. No live return because, Gerhard, as you've mentioned, special teams statistics show if there's going to be an injury in a spring game, that's where it's going to happen.
Especially on these kind of plays where it's the kickoff and you have a full head of steam by the kickoff coverage team. The punt team is the exact same way. So you want to be able to get the guys in the lanes, make sure everybody knows their assignments on these plays. But like you said, simulate the kick.
And there you see the kick taken by Aaron Jernigan. We'll put the ball down at the 30-yard line. Change directions for everybody. And the Lions will have another opportunity on offense.
Back to the 30-yard line. And one of the things we talk about when we talk about playing these games on a college field, you also play them on the college hash marks, which are a little further in than the high school hash marks, which augments your play calling a little bit. The field's still the exact same dimensions, just where the ball placement is as it relates to the hashes are a little bit different.
Trips to the far side for Cheatwood. He hands to his running back, getting some running room, coming to the near sideline. He'll cut back right into some coverage, and that's Sean Trawick.
Second long run we've seen from Sean Trawick, and that's just a good job by the quarterback. Harrison Cheatwood rode that all the way down, and he wants to make sure he gives the defense 2 options. That way you have to play both the quarterback and the running back in that situation. That's the reason why you see him hold that fake out for as long as he did. At the end of the day, made a great decision by handing it off to Trawick, and Trawick did the rest for the first down.
Trawick will be a senior in the upcoming season. First down at the 37-yard line. Cheatwood looking to throw the ball originally, running into trouble, just scrambling around everywhere he can find, trying to find a way to move the ball forward. And he does so and actually picks up a first down, making it all the way to the 24-yard line.
Tell me that doesn't look like a high school version of Johnny Manziel. I mean, he just makes plays continue on and on and on. He just binds himself more and more time. You take a look here at the replay. Nice play fake, comes back to where the play originally started from, able to dodge a couple of tackles. And when you have an athletic quarterback like this that can also put the ball in the air at the same time, that's exactly the kind of plays that you get as the Kusa Christian Conquerors have a man down. And we'll see how big number 50,
Sawyer
Cobb will do. And he walked off the field in his own power. Scary moment for a second. Looks like it might have been a cramp issue.
Yeah, trying to stretch out that leg there. Those cramps can be as painful as an injury, kid, sometimes.
They're absolutely debilitating, and especially when they creep up on you in an instant, in whether it's your calf muscle or your thigh muscle, and it seems like all the air just sucks out of it all at one time. And it takes a lot of potassium pills to get some bananas and a lot of stretching and a lot of water. And typically you're good after that, but it's painful in the moment.
First down at the 24-yard line. Cheatwood tries a short little pass to the left side. It's going to be an incomplete pass over there. Is that Harris, I believe, or Smith is the intended receiver?
Yet again, just another play fake on one side, throw the ball back to the other side, and just out of the reach of David Smith. Looks like it went right through his hands, and he wants that one back. He's caught several balls in this game, made a lot of plays on both sides of the football. That one just through his hands.
And that's something that we are seeing. We're seeing a good arm from Cheatwood. We're seeing a lot of good opportunities in putting the ball out there. He's just off the mark just enough that the receivers are having a difficult time. But the receivers, most of the balls have been catchable. Like that one was catchable.
Right.
But just a little more practice time, a little more target practice, basically getting the ball exactly where you want it to go so your receivers don't have to work extra hard to catch it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they'll work on in the summer months, and that's particularly the reason why all of these teams now, whether you run a spread or the I formation offense, they run through these 7-on-7 camps to get the timing with the quarterback and the receivers down.
Third down to the 20-yard line. A fumble on the play. Cheatwood was getting ready to toss the ball, and somebody got a hand in there and knocked the ball out of his hands. But Victory Christian is going to keep possession. Someone was able to fall on that. And as you see, number 11 there, Jackson Justice, able to disrupt what was going to be a toss.
Does a good job of just staying at home. And that's what you have to do with guys like Cheatwood that are very shifty, that can make you miss off one or two moves. You have to just stay at home and make him play you. And once you get too aggressive, that's when he exploits you. That's a good job there by Justice, staying at home and forcing Cheatwood to come to him.
Fourth down and 9 from the 23-yard line. Here's Cheatwood. He fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, and he will go all the way to the 5-yard line to pick up a first down, make it first and goal on that fourth down conversion.
Take a look at number 1 here. His name's Ethan Jackson. He's a junior, gets a great block along the outside there, frees up just enough space for Harrison Cheatwood to sneak inside, and Cheatwood does the rest. And we've seen him go with his arm and with his legs. Third trip today to the red zone for Victory Christian. They already have a touchdown. Their other touchdown came on the very first play of the game, a long bomb from Cheatwood to David Smith, and that's the scoring that we've had so far in this game.
So first and goal from the 5-yard line for Victory Christian. A little different positioning for the offense there, and going to be called with a penalty for that. Illegal procedure will back him up 5 yards to the 10-yard line, so it'll be first and goal from the 10. Generally, the Lions are running a pretty good spread offense until they get down in the red zone, inside the 10-yard line. Then they go to a more traditional-looking setup and have a little trouble with that one. They'll put the ball down at right about the 9-yard line, so first and goal from the 9.
That's what happens
Second goal from the 9.
That's what happens when you run these spread offenses. A lot of times, once you get down to the inside the red zone, inside the 15-yard line, it cramps up the space that you're able to run. So you have to, get back into a traditional, whether it's I formation or 3-back look.
Pass headed over the middle. Kind of wobbly and slow. Allows the defense time to converge on it, and it's an incomplete pass for Cheatwood and the Victory Christian Lions.
Brady Long wants that one back because he was in perfect position from his linebacker spot. Take a look here at the replay, and he was right there in the position, and at the very last second, David Smith is able to knock the ball out of his hands. Brady Long knows he had an interception and a touchback waiting for him.
3rd and goal from the 9. The down marker is showing 2nd. And a handoff that goes nowhere. Kyle Robertson. On that play, he'll lose back to the 13-yard line, so a 4-yard loss on the play. And now 3rd and goal from the 13.
So far, what we've seen from this Kusa Christian defense on this possession is they've been, but they haven't broken yet. And what they've done a really good job of is securing the outside and making sure Harrison Cheatwood doesn't have any space to run on the outside. That's how he got down here, is being able to exploit the plays on rollouts either way. But here, so far, done a really, really good job as they now face 3rd and long and now bringing up 4th and about 9, or 4th and goal from the 9.
The toss went to number 7, Christian Brown. The Lions had overloaded that side and had lots of blockers over there. But Kusa Christian doing a really good job in their goal line or red zone defense. We've seen them really be strong on both ends of the field when they've been in this situation.
Absolutely interesting play call here from Victory Christian. See if they'll elect to kick the field goal. Let's give a timeout here. They'll talk it over, see what they want to do on 4th and goal from the 9.
So a timeout being taken on the field by the Lions of Victory Christian. We'll take the break. Victory Christian has the lead 13-0. Second half action, so to speak. Kusa Christian and Victory Christian with the Gridiron Challenge. The 2015 Gridiron Challenge on TV 24, live from Jacksonville State University. Burgess Snowfield, game number 1 of a day-long series of spring football action here at Jacksonville State University. As you look at the Victory Christian Lions sideline, 4th down and goal to go from about the 9-yard line. I formation, they're going for it. Cheatwood rolling to his left, open receiver, touchdown. Nice pass there, nice catch by Ethan Carlisle.
They called a timeout, and they drew up a perfect play. What they did was they rolled Cheatwood out on the backside, and the tight end was on the far right side, drug all the way across the formation, passed right by the linebackers, stood right between the linebackers and the safeties, right in that sweet spot. Cheatwood rolls out, and that's an easy target, good pitch and catch, and Burden with the 2nd touchdown of the day, or his the 3rd touchdown of the day for the team, 2nd touchdown of the day for the 2nd quarter.
Brody Holliday will attempt to the point after. Again, there will be no rush on the point after here. And he kicks it right through the uprights, and it is good. So that'll make the score 20-0. Victory Christian leading Kusa Christian in the spring football action here at the Gridiron Challenge. I want to remind you that we do have a day full of action here. This is just our first matchup of 13 matchups featuring 22 different teams from all over the area. We're talking about the next game, Winterboro and Raglan. Then we've got Galesville and Benjamin Russell, Ranburne and Gaston, Muscle Shoals and Benjamin Russell, Fort Payne and Etowah. That is going to be quite a matchup. That has turned into a good rivalry there. And let's go down to the field. Chase Robinson joins us. We have some special touchdown T-shirts for the Gridiron Challenge, as we have over the past several years. Chase?
All right, we got the Victory Christian cheerleaders down here on the sideline who are going to be throwing out the T-shirts now to all the fans. Those T-shirts Of course, brought to you by Core Sports Medicine and Awards to Remember. And you see there the Victory Christian cheerleaders throwing out those coveted T-shirts. Guys.
Dr. Ray, Dr. Lawler from Core Sports, proud to sponsor those T-shirts every year for us. And during football season, when we are doing the Pigskin Roundup, the touchdown T-shirts at Pigskin Roundup they're like gold when we go out to those games.
Absolutely, as well as Awards to Remember, the official awards provider for TV24. They do a lot with our station and a lot of our coverage, whether it's basketball, whether it's football. They do a lot of great work for the high schools in this area, giving them a lot of positive self-gratification as far as awards go and things they can remember for the rest of their lives.
2nd down and 9. Caden Lipscomb on the carry for Kusa Christian. He'll get to about the 32-yard line maybe. A little bit of a gain on the play, just past the 32-yard line to bring up 3rd down and 8 to go for the Conquerors.
Some of the teams filing in here over at JSU Stadium. Taking a look at, looks like Winterboro. Getting ready for their matchup coming up next against Raglan.
Back to action on the field. Almost an incredible
circus catch, yeah.
Almost an incredible catch by Jason Mills. Mills running from a different position at this time. They've swapped things around. We've got Caden Lipscomb at quarterback, and Mills, ball rolls over his shoulder. He almost makes a behind-the-back catch.
That would have been a top 10 play nationwide had he caught that ball. And it's a good play call. It's actually a well-designed play. It was one of those that would bring up 4th and short, but instead we have 4th and about 8.5, and that will force Kusa Christian to punt.
So again, the punts are live, the returns are not live. If the ball goes inside the 30-yard line, they'll take it on the 30. If it's outside the 30-yard line, they'll place it where they catch it, and he catches it right on the 30-yard line. So Victory Christian will be on offense again from their own 30-yard line. And as we were talking earlier about the upcoming schedule for the rest of the day today, you know, that Fort Payne Etowah matchup is going to be a key matchup. Cleburne County, St. Clair County coming up later on. Anniston and Leeds. Leeds, the reigning state champion in their division. You got Glencoe and Sandrock coming up. Paul Bryant from down at Tuscaloosa and Center Point. A little round robin between Paul Bryant, Center Point, and Munford. A little bit change in our format for that matchup. Then Randolph County and Spring Garden. Again, just an entire day worth of spring football action here at Burgess Snow Field, and live on TV all day long. And there, Kyle Robertson, another nice run from Robertson. He's going to bring the ball all the way out to the 44-yard line to pick up another 1st down for the Lions.
He's had a couple of nice runs today, and Cheatwood likes to go back to him over and over again. And he's one of those guys, he's really big, so he can man up physically with linebackers, and he can manhandle defensive backs, corners, and safeties. So he's a very good option for this Victory Christian team. He could also catch the ball out of the backfield as well.
And we have Sean Trawick in the quarterback position for this drive. A mishandle on the snap, but he is going to be able to keep a hold of it. As Sawyer Cobb loses his helmet there for the Kusa Christian defense. We'll back the ball up to the 43-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and almost 12 to go. And as we'll see, number 50 here lose his helmet toward the end of the play. And we're seeing that, to me, way too much in the last couple of years. They need to improve the snaps on the helmet or something like that.
Absolutely. And we are playing by AHSAA rules, so once your helmet comes off, you have to come off for one play on the drive. And there, Harrison Cheatwood picks up the 1st down. But going back to that rule, it's one of the things that where the officials saw helmets coming off too much, and everybody's worried about concussions these days, and rightfully so. So you have to come off the field for at least one play as Harrison Cheatwood, just another fantastic run. We could put together a highlight package so far of Cheatwood's athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and create plays for himself as well as through the air.
They keep running directly at the camera like that. We're going to have to get Caveman a helmet on the sidelines down there. First down for the Lions, the 42-yard line of Kusa Christian. Cheatwood back in the quarterback position. And he's going to keep it himself and get inside the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 34, an 8-yard gain on the play to bring up second down. There's Caveman on the sidelines there. Getting those actions. I've never known him to move out of the way of a play, though.
He doesn't.
He's always getting the shot.
He doesn't. He'll tear his ACL, and he'll get the shot at the same time. And he's done a fantastic job for a long time in football, basketball, baseball, all the sports here for a very long time at TV 24. But going back to that last play, it's another look at what Cheatwood can do. And one of the things that makes him really dynamic is he just plays off the instincts.
And again, keeping it for himself on that replay there, that option. He had the option of handing the ball off to Sean Trawick. Decided to keep it. He'll gain a yard. He'll get real close to that first down. We'll see where they mark it, if they're going to give him that first down or not.
One of the toughest things to do in football, especially against an athletic quarterback, is to make the open field tackle. Jeremy Ware, number 14 for Kusa Christian, does that right at the sticks. In fact, it's so close that the referees will measure this one. But a good job by Jeremy Ware, because had Cheatwood turned the corner there, he would have scored. Ware comes up with the play that almost saves the first down. I think this will be a little bit short.
Going to be just 3 or 4 inches short of the first down.
It's a great job by our camera crew. You can see exactly how much that Victory Christian has to go on this fourth down play. You would figure Mark Sanders would elect to go for this one. His offense so far has been rolling with Cheatwood as well as with David Smith. And they're back in these kind of situations, these short yardage situations, that will not be one bit surprised if they go to big number 42, Kyle Roberson.
And this will be third down in inches. The ball just outside the 32-yard line. Cheatwood back in the quarterback spot. This time it looks like he's going to be under center with an I formation. Wideouts to either side. Christian Brown in that fullback spot. He'll make a way for Sean Trawick, and Trawick's going to pick up the first down near the 30-yard line.
It's a good job there by the Victory Christian offensive line, getting a surge, and Trawick able to sneak the ball across the chains and get himself a first down. We're seeing a lot of variety from the Victory Christian offense. We've seen them go deep, very first play of the game. We've seen them in short yardage situations using both Trawick as well as Kyle Robertson. We've also seen them in the intermediate pass game with Smith and as well as the tight ends going short.
Another handoff to Trawick. This time he's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all he's going to get. And we'll have second down at the 30-yard line. Second down at 10 to go for Victory Christian at the 30-yard line.
The Coosa Christian defensive front has played well in spurts. Haven't been able to put it all together and create one good series where the entire series they play well. But they get in situations just like that first down play where Victory Christian has nowhere to go. All the gaps are covered. They just need to have more consistency along that defensive front.
Under 5 minutes to go in this matchup. The first one of 13 different matchups today. This time if they fake the handoff, Cheatwood has running room because everybody fell for the handoff. I almost did myself. Kyle Robertson coming across, as you'll see here, and just he decides he sees something he likes. He pulls it back and takes it in for a touchdown for himself.
Victory Christian was on a blitz on that play, and great job by Cheatwood reading the blitz. He was going to hand it off to Kyle Robertson. Then he decided at the last second to go ahead and pull it, take it in for the touchdown. You saw in that last shot there is a penalty flag on the field, so we'll assess this one, find out who it's on and what it means moving forward, either for the extra point, if it was after the play, or if it was during the play, what the yardage will look like.
Remember, it's only an $8 ticket. If you want to come and join the action here live at JSU Stadium, $8 gets you all day worth of football. $8 no matter what time you come in. And once you're in, you're in. You can stay all day long. You watch all of these football games all day. A personal foul. The touchdown's still going to be good. It was a personal foul against Victory Christian. We'll take a look at the touchdown here. We don't have the referees mic'd up today, so not getting a full explanation of exactly what happened, but there you see the touchdown. And the flag coming in back behind the touchdown at some point, so I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but the touchdown is still going to count. And it'll be one of those that's assessed on the kickoff. Isaac Murray kicking. Left-footed kicker, and the point after was no good. We've been seeing Brody Holliday with the point after attempts. This time Isaac Murray, who's been doing the kickoffs, getting the shot at the point afters. He's an 8th grader, going to be a freshman when school comes up in the fall, when the fall season starts. Trojans there, and I believe that is Galesville that waiting for their opportunity to play. Galesville will be the 3rd game today against one of the Benjamin Russell groups that will be out here. We've been calling it the Benjamin Russell JV squad. It's not actually a JV squad. Benjamin Russell splitting their group up, their team up into 2 different squads and playing a couple of different times here today.
Right. Most of the guys that will play today will play on their B team game, but what the Benjamin Russell JV guys will have a chance to do is make their way onto the varsity playing field, so to speak. I mean, they'll be dressing out with the team as well, but what they'll have a situation is they'll have a chance on their own with 30 minutes of game time to really show the coaches that they can play on Friday nights and be dependable just in case one of the starters gets hurt. And then the big one later on, the game right after that at 12:15 is Muscle Shoals and Ben Russell as well. So you'll get to see a good chance to catch Danny Horn and his crew as they come out here with the...
They're saving some time. They're not doing the active kickoff at this point in time, but they adjusted to the 45-yard line for that 15-yard penalty. Normally, Kusa Christian would have started off at the 30 after the touchdown. They put the ball out to the 45-yard line, and the incomplete pass there makes it 2nd down and 10 for the Conquerors.
About 3:50 to go, down by 4 touchdowns here for Kusa Christian. It's about gaining some momentum and hopefully trying to get inside the end zone and cap off this spring with a touchdown here against Victory. But so far this game has been all Victory. Kusa Christian has done a lot of things well, but the problem is they can't sustain it. On defense, they get Victory Christian in some trouble, and they can't sustain it. On offense, it's the same thing. Now they're trying to put the one together as this last 3 minutes and change tick down here as Victory Christian's defense comes up with a big play, and everybody on that Victory Christian defense excited for big number 54. We do not have a 54 on our roster. 54 coming up with a huge
that's
play.
Jack Andrews, 54, Jack Andrews. He's on mine. You've got a different version of the roster than I do. 3rd down, though, for Kusa Christian. Caden Lipscomb in the quarterback position for this series once again. Under center, rolling to the near side. Pass complete across the middle to Jackson Justice. Justice will be dragged down at about the 22-yard line. I think that's the biggest play of the day so far for Kusa Christian.
Easily the biggest play so far, and it's the most effectively run, and that's just a great job by the quarterback, getting out to the middle of the field, finding his big tight end in the seam, and coming up with the first down in a very long time for this Kusa Christian offense. What we talked about with the Conquerors, what they want to do here is gain some momentum. They know they're not going to win the game, so that's not the utmost importance, but what they want to do is get inside the end zone and cap off their spring on a good note.
Lipscomb being caught behind the line of scrimmage, this time at the 25-yard line. He'll lose 3 yards on the play to make it second down at 13 at the 25. Jackson Justice, number 11, the tight end there you were talking about, his father Jackie and I, played a lot of years of baseball together back in our high school and Babe Ruth League days back as teenagers. Shotgun formation this time for Lipscomb. Wideouts to either side. Looks to throw, overthrows his receiver. Actually, another miscommunication there. The ball went one way, the receiver went the other way. And still not quite getting on the same page with the routes and the timing.
Receiver ran the post route. Quarterback was looking for the flag route. One going inside, one going outside. And lucky enough for Coosa, there is not an interception on that play. But these play calls, and this is a new system for Kusa Christian. This is a new play calling scheme. I'm sure there's new terminology for the Conquerors to learn. And they'll get that down and try to get themselves in good position before the fall.
Little trickery action there and a reception as Caden Lipscomb tosses the ball to Jace Mills. Jace Mills then throws it back to Lipscomb. And the play will gain to the 9-yard line. Nice looking play here.
It's just a throwback pass here, but Ethan Johnson, number 1, stays at home for victory because this play is designed to go for a touchdown.
And looks like someone has called a timeout as we get down inside 1 minute to go in this matchup. Each team has one timeout that they can use, and this is, for all intents and purposes, 1 minute to go in the game. This is the end of the game for these guys. We're playing the 2 15-minute quarters. Let's take another look at that play from a different angle as Lipscomb almost loses it there, but able to hold on to it. And number 21 and number 1, Ethan Johnson, and make the play on that. And Gerhard, we talk a little bit about the schedules coming up. Kusa Christian, let's take a look at their schedule this year.
Yeah, they play in Class 1A. They will start their season off against Winterboro in a non-region game. Then they'll inter-region play a game at Valley Head, one of the teams that's always on top of this region. Then a very big rivalry game against Jacksonville Christian at JCA. They'll play that game at home and then Woodville at home. Then they'll step out of conference in Week 5. They'll go to West End, then back into conference with Decatur Heritage and your reigning region champion Cedar Bluff, as well as at Galesville, then Spring Garden, then at Donahoe to close out the season.
4th down for the Conquerors, and it looks like they are going to pick up the first down on the back of Jace Mills.
Good job there. High school football rules mean that the clock will stop in order for the chains to get set. Here with it being now 1st and goal, your chains are down, but the box that sets up the marker is still up, so they'll wind it right now. Just over 40 seconds to play.
Fumble on the snap, with Lipscomb having a difficult time, but I think he does cover it back up. He did get to it, covers the ball up. So no movement. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. It did kill some time, though. Only 20 seconds left to go for the Conquerors here. And an incomplete pass will stop the clock. The intended receiver was Jeremy Ware.
Patted himself on the chest as if to say, that was my fault. And that was a well-designed play. But credit Victory Christian really on all of these misdirections and all these plays that flow one way and come back the other side. There's always somebody still at home for Victory Christian, so they're playing assignment defense and playing it well.
3rd and goal from the 9. Only 10 seconds left to play for the Conquerors. Lipscomb going to the end zone. Again, going for Jeremy Ware, and it's incomplete.
Once again, they're just rolling out, looking for somebody, but Victory Christian's
secondary has just been exactly where they're supposed to be. Lots of credit. We've called Ethan Johnson's name on defense a lot. He comes up with a big open field tackle. Has also come up big in the pass game as well, and big number one's doing a good job for Victory Christian. Let's take a look at Kusa Christian lining up for their final play of spring. It's the last time you'll see this team and all these teams in pads before they start to count in the fall.
One last try for Kusa Christian. Lipscomb in some trouble, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield, and that will wrap up the game. Victory Christian. A little scuffle taking place here at the very, very end of the last play. They'll break that up, and Victory Christian will celebrate a very nice-looking spring game here at the Gridiron Challenge.
It's kind of a fitting way for this one to end. Victory Christian, or Kusa Christian, does a lot of good things on offense, getting down inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line. But Victory Christian holding them out of the end zone, and it's kind of symbolic of the way this game has gone. Let's take a look at Victory Christian's schedule. They will actually open up on August 21st. You have 11 weeks to play 10 games. That's the same rule that carried over from last year. So they will play that early game. That first week you can play games. They'll go to Holy Spirit Catholic. They're open on the 28th. Then they'll go to Appalachian and play region games against Talladega County Central, Shades Mountain Christian. Actually, Shades Mountain Christian has canceled their football season, so that game is no longer on the books for them. They just did that just a couple of weeks ago. Shades Mountain Christian is now not having a football season, so they'll either try to find a game to play, or that game will be open. They'll have 2 open games within the first 5 weeks. Woodville in week 5, then at Donahoe. Then they'll take on Winterboro, Wadley, then on the road for the last 2 games against Ragland and ASD.
Absolutely. So a big season coming up for Victory Christian as well. And as we look at the teams getting ready to come on to the field, I believe that is Winterboro. They'll be taking on Ragland in the next game. They will have a warm-up period that they'll have. And as we try to get a coach to interview here, taking a second to get everybody lined up where they're supposed to be, where we need them on the field there. But we'll get that taken care of and find out what the takeaways are for these teams. What did they learn in this spring game? And let's go down to Chase Robinson on the field.
Well, Coach, your team really had control the whole game. Just your thoughts on this game.
I thought we played with a lot of energy. There was a lot of guys that did a lot of great things for us, and I'm just really proud of them. We made plays on positions we've been needing to make plays on. Didn't have as much depth as we needed in some positions, but I thought we played great. Played as good as a team. So.
Talk about your offense. Great run game today for your team.
Yeah, we actually put in a new offense this spring, so it's something we've been kind of testing around and messing with, but it worked out pretty good for us. And offensive line did a great job blocking. Got to point that out.
Talk about some things you saw today that you're going to build on for the fall.
Just gotta, depth is one thing we got to work on, getting some more guys, acquainted in certain positions. But our running game, that's my bread and butter. I want to be able to run the ball. We got to do better passing, running our routes. But I'm just proud of them. They did great. Defense played awesome. So.
Well, great game today, and good luck next season,
Coach.
Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, there we have it from Mark Sanders, former Alabama football player, now coaching at Victory Christian. And there you see the final from this matchup. Victory Christian 26, Kusa Christian nothing. And our next game coming up features Winterboro and Ragland. We'll have that in just a few moments. Hang out with us for the Gridiron Challenge from Jacksonville State University.